So in this video today, I want to talk about how do you go from idea to sketch of your prototype. Yes, there are lots of low code, no code prototype tools out there, and they can definitely help you with building a prototype, whatever idea you have in your mind, but they do have some limitations. And before jumping into a prototype tool, this is the process that I sort of recommend, where basically you can structure your thoughts properly before you just get into the building. It's amazing to get into the building process. However, I do believe that it goes slightly deeper than that, which is when you have a structure, you can also think and validate, say the five ideas that you have and then pick the best one and then work on building the prototype. So over the years, as I've been building products and coding and prototyping, and even going into building features for some of the products which I have, I do get a lot of messages from people on LinkedIn because I do post about what I'm building on LinkedIn quite a lot. And a lot of people reach out to me with some of these thoughts like, I wanted to build what you've already built. I love how you build things. I wanted to do something too. I want to expand on this, faster prototyping and product management. I have an idea, how do I start after my idea? Or I have an idea, I want to brainstorm with you. It's all great. To me, it shows that a lot of people want to do something else apart from just what they're doing currently, and which is great. And I think AI has made it amazingly easy and fast to now be building something that you've always wanted to do on the side, for example, right? However, I still think that ideas are great, and ideas are also a dime a dozen. And thanks to AI now it has turned ideas into a fire hose. If you ask ChatGPT anytime, it'll give you a dozen ideas. If you ask Gemini or any of the tools, they will give you 101 ideas for sure. And it'll also encourage you, whatever idea you pick, right? But if you're really looking to sort of solve it or solve a problem, whether it's for you or for someone else or for a group of people, you need to go much more deeper than that. And it cannot be just ChatGPT and Gemini encouraging you with one of the ideas which you've picked, right? So again, everyone has ideas. I feel very few execute them well. And at this stage, we are not talking about startups or how to build a startup. This video is not about how to build a startup. This video is about having an idea and how do you sketch the first sketch. So, as I mentioned at the start of the video, there can be a structure to the madness of the thoughts in your head, or just the fact that, thinking I have these 10 million ideas, and, how do I even get started on, say, one or two, three or four of these ideas? So, we will look at a very simple document that can help with giving it some sort of structure. So obviously what I'm going to show you is nothing new. It's a product requirements document. All product managers know about it. They use it. Now AI writes it. Some of them say that, you don't even need to write a PRD, for example, right? But this video is not just for product managers, but also even looking to build something from scratch. Or if you have this idea sitting in your head and you really want to go from, say, a concept to the first sketch of your prototype, then you would really find value in this document. And also, this is my version of the document, so I have created it based on what I have gathered over the years, and I have put it in a structured format which helps me, and it could probably help you as well. Yeah, I know there are a lot of declarations such as product managers don't even need PRDs anymore, or who even writes a PRD anymore. AI, of course, is better at writing PRDs than product builders. Um, I still think that believe that AI cannot replicate the clarity of your thought. It's a great doer and it's not a thinker. And at the end of the day, it's you who is going to build the prototype. So you're the one who needs to structure your thoughts accordingly. So after building so many prototypes, I have devised a PRD which works well for going from 0 to 1. So just to share, I have built a few products so far. an AI trip planner, which is basically a full-fledged product right now with all API integrations, and it's live. I had built long back, actually, when ChatGPT had that basic coding feature. I built an RAG chatbot. I did build some job search and matching tools, and of late, I also built a small prototype on a voice-enabled AI app for the elderly. So I'm now going to switch over to the PRD format. So I'm going to talk about two PRDs. One is, this sample, say, a telehealth solution, right? Wherein assume it's a med tech company, and they are looking to just build a telehealth solution for the remote patients, right? So a very simple concept. um, I always start the PRD with something called as a fundamental truth checklist. Now, this is something that I have devised. It's a framework that I have come up with, wherein basically, the product that you're building or the prototype that you're building must at least check one fundamental truth. Otherwise, do not build a product at all, which means that it doesn't cover the base that we are sort of looking for, right? Um, so, say for example, the telehealth example that I'm looking at, it saves effort or time. The patient need not go to the clinic and they get a virtual consult, and it solves for physical pain, right? So you then highlight the problem statement, then you look at the market opportunity. Of course, you can do this market opportunity study using Perplexity for research, or even ChatGPT research, deep research, then competitors, then product description. This is a one line description about your product. So ABC is a digital health platform that delivers seamless, compliant, personalized telehealth experiences. For example, now the most important thing is a user persona. So who is it for? So you can have a primary user persona and a secondary user persona. For example, if you're building an app for kids, then the primary user persona is the kids, but the secondary is the parents, right? Because they're the decision makers. So back to this telehealth example where the primary persona is a remote patient, the secondary could be the doctors. The doctors want all their documentation, their smooth experience with the teleconsult process. Then what are the pain points? Again, the pain points can be for the primary user and the secondary user as well, and this will help you then come up with what are the key features that you need in your solution to target the pain points of the primary user and the secondary user. So for example, for the remote patients, they want these features to tackle the problems that they are having. The secondary users, say the doctors, want to see a dashboard, right? They want to see what they have written. The ops wants to see something else, for example, right? So this is a very well thought out document, and you can use chat gpt for brainstorming, but ultimately the features you need to build for the prototype or the base sketch of your product or prototype still needs to be with some limited features, right? And what is the tech stack that you need. Even if you don't have an answer to the tech stack right now, it's fine. Then you define some basic metrics which you're looking to track when you have the product solution in place. And the last is the product roadmap. So how do you want to take it phase wise? You can even put dates here if it sort of works for you. Then you have timelines, and then you can also outline your entire go to market strategy for the product or the feature. There are some additional notes and additional enhancements. So this was a sample PRD that we have for a telehealth solution, for example. Examples, we looked at a telehealth one. Let's assume that you are building, like I talk about, a voice enabled AI assistant for the elderly, right? So that's the target segment that you're looking at. So again, what are the one or two problems that the product or the solution solves for? What is the problem statement? And then what is the market opportunity, as much as data you can gather? Who are the competitors? What's the product description? Again, who's the user persona? Say the elderly, so above 65, going very specific on it. And then who's the secondary user persona? So if say the primary user is the elderly, The secondary one could be the caregivers or the family members of the elderly. What are the pain points which are experienced by the primary persona? What are the pain points by the secondary persona? Then, because of the pain points listed, what are the key features to match or resolve or help or alleviate those pain points, right? So that is how you look at the key features. Similarly, what are the key features that you need for the secondary persona? Then what is the tech stack for this? Then you define some success metrics. Since we did this for a hackathon, so there was not much to look at in terms of product metrics. But if you're building it for, if you're going ahead with it, then you must define the metrics. Then again, what's the go-to-market strategy, B2B, B2C, or any other, segments that you're looking at, and any additional considerations. So we looked at making a base PRD first. What it will help you is to really sketch down, what you're sort of looking to build. The competitor analysis will help you to understand whether what you're building is already there in the market. So you don't want to be copying exactly what's already there, right? And maybe you can build on what the problems it doesn't solve for example. So the competitor research, the market analysis does help. And also, my strong recommendation is not to just start jumping into building it ASAP. First, work on the PRD a bit, structure your thoughts. What are the base features which you would like? And you can then start with this. And also, in the next video, I will talk about how to then build the prototype, which is you will look at the coding part and the tools which you can work with to get to, say, the first version of your web app. So stay tuned for more and do subscribe. And to leave you with a parting thought, I think that building is a deeply enriching process. There's the reason why, even as kids, we loved building stuff, right? And thanks to AI, it is sort of igniting the same sort of interest in us adults to build stuff. So it's exciting times for sure. And if you're building something and you need help, and also if you would like a sample of this PRD which I have built, then please drop in your comments and I will share the link to it. Thank you.